Who here hates the cold? Who loves to take freezing cold showers? Ah, there's a few of us. Okay, interesting. A question to all of you. Have we become too comfortable?
Yes.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and of course our very welcome guests. Humans no longer really experience extreme heat or cold the way that our ancestors used to. Even as recently as the 19th century, people were used to handling extreme cold all night. And we would go through very cold winters and they'd have to go on hunts, and sometimes they'd spend days without getting any food whatsoever. There's a phrase called the pleasure principle, which is coined by Sigmund Freud. And it characterizes the tendency of people to seek pleasure and avoid pain. And we've always strived to find the easy life. And comfort and pleasure are two of the most powerful and immediate rewards that exist, really. And it's only recently, very recently in fact, that comfort could be taken for granted. Recently, as far as human history is concerned, anyway. But inventions over the centuries have generally kind of made life a lot easier, and we come to depend far more on our ingenuity than on our biology. And we've reached a point now where we've got indoor plumbing, we've got heating systems, we've got supermarkets, cars, electric lights, where that let us control our environment so thoroughly that most of us can live essentially in a constant state of homeostasis. And for those who may be not sure what homeostasis is, it's basically means temperatures are pretty stable with not a lot of variation. It doesn't really matter often what the weather is like outside, because we can wake up now long past sunrise, we can have a breakfast that consists of fruits from all over the planet, we head to work in a temperature controlled car, we spend a day in a cosy office, we head home without feeling the outside air for more than a few minutes. But we rarely face the challenges that our forefathers used to face on a frequent basis. And has this really made our bodies stronger? Effortless comfort has made us fat, lazy, and increasingly in ill health. We no longer suffer from diseases of deficiency. We now suffer from the diseases of excess. In the last 100 years, has seen an explosion of obesity, diabetes, chronic pain, and hypertension, even a resurgence of gout. And countless millions of people suffer from various autoimmune ailments. There's arthritis, allergies, asthma, Parkinson's disease, and many more. And these are diseases where the body literally attacks itself. And it's almost as if there are so few external threats for the body to contend with that now all our stored energy from eating so much food that we do these days instead wreaks havoc on our own systems. And there's a growing consensus from many scientists that humans were not built for effortless and eternal homeostasis. Evolution made us seek comfort because comfort was never the norm. We need stress, not the sort of stress that damages muscle or we get from listening to Trump, but the environmental changes that invigorate our nervous system. Our bodies are home to adapt to our changing environment, and this is ingrained in our physiology. For example, falling into ice-cold water. This triggers processes that warm the body, but also tweaks insulin production and tightens the circulatory system and heightens mental awareness. But we have to get uncomfortable and experience cold to initiate those processes in the first place. And if we're not getting cold and so on, we're never going to initiate those processes. The circulatory system fights off hypothermia by shutting off blood to the extremities and keeping most of the blood in the body's core. And when temperatures in the hands, feet, nose, ears and so on plummet, and the colder it is, the stronger the response. And for those not regularly conditioned to temperature shifts, vasoconstriction is painful, and that's where the blood rushes back into your fingers and toes when you come back into the warm after being outside in a very cold temperature. Weak circulatory muscles are a side effect of living in a narrow band of temperature variation. I'll repeat that. Weak circulatory muscles are a side effect of living in a narrow band of temperature variation. And the majority of us in the West never exercise this critical system of the body. Even people that seem physically fit, with lean muscles and chiseled abs, might be hiding very poor, very weak circulatory systems. And circulatory diseases contribute almost 30% of the world's mortality. 30%. Now, has anyone ever heard of a guy called Wim Hof, or known as the Iceman?
Yes.
Okay, he was actually on BBC Two last night. There was he was featured in the programme last night. And he's developed a breathing technique called the Wim Hof method. And he's doing this breathing technique, he can increase his pH blood level to 7.7 or 7.8. And our normal, and it's been scientifically measured, our normal blood level is around about 7.4. If you can get at 7.7, our pain receptors are turned off. And if you can get to 7.7 as he does, adrenaline increases hugely. And also as well as alkali, your blood turns far more into being alkaline, and you don't feel pain, you don't feel anxiety, and it gives you so much energy. And another plus about getting your blood level to 7.7, 7.8 is it burns fat hugely, and it increases brown fat, and it turns the white fat into brown fat. And brown fat is a kind of, I suppose you could say, good fat. It keeps us warm, whereas the white fat is the kind of fat that we don't like and makes people obese and so on. Now, Wim Hof can sit in an ice hole in the Arctic for 2 hours and feels no pain whatsoever. He's got a Guinness Book of Records. He's in the Guinness Book of Records, rather. And he's able to do that because of this breathing technique he does. He's not able to feel any pain, or he feels very little pain, and so he can sit there for 2 hours. And he can control his autoimmune system, which scientists previously thought was impossible. A commonly heard phrase is to get out of your comfort zone. And it usually refers to business, and it's a precursor to challenging yourself to step forward in your working life. But our health is all we have, and maybe the comfort zone we should really be getting out of is constant homeostasis and being exposed to a wider variation of temperatures our bodies face. Not only extreme cold, but extreme heat also. So do yourself a favour and start taking cold showers. Or at least contrast showers, where you go from hot to cold to hot, but finish on a cold shower. Your organs, blood and circulatory system will feel better if you do. It won't make any difference to my body whether you do or not, but it will make a difference to yours. Madam Toastmaster.